Hi, my name is Denny and welcome to Hong Kong. I'm going to show you a city where East meets West. Great food, great dining, entertainment, shopping, bargains, everything, great sceneries, temple as well, cultural things. Everything all in this small city. Welcome to Hong Kong.
Best view in town, an impossibly steep quarter-mile tram ride up. Towering high above Hong Kong, Victoria's Peak Tower gives visitors the best seat in the house. A panoramic cityscape of silver skyscrapers and marble shopping malls. The city, which includes Hong Kong Island, the Kowloon Peninsula, Lantau Island and the New Territories, offers a unique combination of more than 150 years of colonial influence and 5,000 years of Chinese tradition.
In Hong Kong, a lot of people really do care about health. We have healthy food and we have healthy exercise. And every morning you see, when you go to the park, you see a lot of people doing exercise, which we call Tai Chi. Now, Tai Chi is a form of shadow boxing, but the most important thing about Tai Chi is now that we do morning exercise, it's blood circulations and respiration purposes. In the morning, if you come into the cultural center, the Hong Kong Tourism Board do organize free Tai Chi lessons for Western people or tourists who knows a bit about Tai Chi or doesn't really know anything about Tai Chi. Come in here and the Tai Chi master will teach them what Tai Chi is. And hopefully after these lessons, then go back home and do more Tai Chi and do better health. Now you're in Hong Kong in the central area along Hollywood Road, and on my right-hand side, the first one is the Memo Temple, which is the temple for the scholars and the warriors. When people came into the Memo Temple, of course they want the immortals to bless their families in harmony and everything. So what they do is that they will go to the caretaker and then say that, for instance, my name is Denny. So Denny came to Memo Temple and asked the blessing of the immortals of the scholars or warriors, anything. And then they'll write my wishes down in this red piece of paper. And then they'll put it together in a spiral joystick and walks around the temple a few times, mumbling, "Oh, Denny has come over here and asked for blessing and other things." She should last for about 3 days. And then the caretaker will bring it down, put this little red piece of paper in the red envelope, and then I'll collect it from him and I'll put it in the most treasured place. Now we're in the Wong Tai Sin Temple. Now the meaning of Wong Tai Sin is Wong is a surname, Mr. Wong. Tai means big, Sin is the immortals. Wong, the big immortals. And this is one of the most, shall we say, busy temple in Hong Kong. And because in Chinese we have this saying that whatever you ask him, he will give it to you, sooner or later anyway. And then we're at what we call the earth offering areas. What happened is that when you first come in here, they'll plant their offerings. Now you see we have a baby pig, and chickens and oranges. What happened is that they have asked Wong Tai Sin for something and it was granted. So they came back here and said thank you. Now immortals, though they don't eat the things naturally, so after they pay the offerings in here, and they go right inside the heaven offerings areas. And when the Wong Tai Sin has blessed this, then they will bring it back home and divide it to everybody. Now in here you have to have three things: the fortune telling sticks, a piece of paper, and a pencil. You can collect it from the counter. So what happened is that people come and ask Wong Tai Sin for fortune tellings. Now what happened is that how to do it is just like behind me, the people just kneel down and they start shaking. And inside their minds, they think about the questions over and over again until one stick fell out. So therefore, like for instance, this one is 51. So you write down 51 on a piece of paper, and that will be the answer of that question. If you've got another question, easy. Put it back in, reshuffle it, and do the whole process again. That's why you need a piece of paper and a pencil. And after you've done this, you go underneath and ask for fortune tellings, explanations. Now, this is the famous bamboo scaffoldings. In Hong Kong, we use it. No matter how tall the building is, we just go right up and for building houses. And in the temples right now, behind you, they've all the bamboo scaffolding. Is because they want to complete this renovation job before the Chinese New Year. Because Chinese New Year is the most important thing of our life for the Chinese. Everything has to be right, brand new, and we'll have a good start. I'm now in Lantau Island, one of the biggest islands in Hong Kong. Actually, it's 3 times bigger than the Hong Kong island itself. And people come to Lantau Island, besides going to see the giant Buddhas, see the monastery, see the fishing village, they come here for the beaches, for hiking, cycling, and the countryside. Before seeing the giant Buddha, we have to go to see the biggest Buddhist temple in Hong Kong. It's called the Bo Lin Zen Monastery. Bo Lin actually means precious lotus, Zen, harmony, and monastery. Now, in Buddhism, lotus is a very, very important thing. It stands for purity. Once we're going through there, and you see a lot of lotus signs. Now, usually what happens when you go to a monastery, first you plant the joss sticks, and then you walk straight in. First of all, you'll be greeted by the laughing Buddha, or somebody say, welcome Buddha. Be careful, because a lot of people just miss it. Behind the laughing Buddha is a very important statue. It's called Vanda. Vanda is actually the protector of the Buddha. So therefore, he always faces the Buddha. And on the both sides of the Vanda is the generals, wind, thunder, storm, and rain. Now we're in the courtyard of the Bo Lin Zen monasteries, and behind me is the main temple of where the Buddha statue is inside there. Now, when people walk inside there, you'll see 3 statues, 3 Buddha statues. When people comes in here, going to the main temple, the priests themselves ask you not to burn the joss sticks. Now, in other temples, in the like Taoist temples, people burn the joss sticks. But in the Buddhist temple, they don't. The reason why is because they want you to come in here with a clear mind to say to the Buddha. Behind me is the world's largest outdoor bronze-made seated Buddha. We're going to say hi to him, and then we're going to walk up the 268 steps. 268, okay? Deep breath, follow me. behind me is one of the most important buildings in Hong Kong. It's actually the landmark building of Hong Kong. It's called the Murray House. Now, what's the significant about this building is this building was originally situated in Central, right inside the downtown of Central. Back in the year 1970s, the government knocked this building brick by brick, put it in a warehouse for over 20 years, and then rebuilt the whole of this Denny Bay, and then they put it back to the building brick by brick under the same patterns, and they number each brick, and to the building right now it is. Nice.
Separating Hong Kong Island from the Kowloon Peninsula in mainland China, Victoria Harbour is alive with ferries, commercial fishing vessels and cruise ships transporting people and goods around the city and to places beyond.
Whenever people come to the Tai O fishing village and saw these houses behind me, you might think they're having a hard time in living. But I tell you what, some of the people living behind one of these houses are rich enough to afford buildings, houses. Why they don't want to live there and why are they so rich? It's because the Tai O fishing village in the old days do make good cultural pearls. And the quality of the pearls was so good that they were only restricted only to the imperial court only. Chinese believe that you have to be good to your ancestors, so you have to pay respect to them often. So it's a culture to bury our ancestors as close to you as possible, but as far away from you as possible. So therefore, inside the houses, many of the houses have a little shrine, have the ancestor pictures. And usually at the back of the mountain, you'll see it's all their graveyards. And that is why they can go and pay respect to them. And that is another reason why they refuse to move from their homeland.